Good morning and welcome to Friday's market wrap up here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. Another incredible week. Just got back for a run on the beach here in Fort Lauderdale. Beautiful day, beautiful week. The jobs report, great. Why do I mean great? How's that weekly options trade? Our SPX bull put spread that I sent out at what? About $1.20 is up about $1,500 at the open if you got into that one with 15 contracts. 4 days, $1,500. I'd get out of this. Don't try and squeeze a little bit more out of this. We could have a great rally today, but remember, in the afternoon, after professional traders have their tin sandwiches up on Wall Street in Chicago, we might sell off into the close. So I would close if I was filled. I didn't. If I were filled, that was on this trade. I'd get out of this thing right now for a nice $1,500 gain since Monday. And with those gains, folks, my Goldman Sachs, people that have made 35, 50, 60, even 135 grand, you have until midnight tonight to get in your Wingman Group coaching application. Go.topgunoptions.com/get-WGC. That's get-Wingman Group Coaching. Click right here. It's a 3-minute app. It's essentially a talking points. Hey, where are you right now? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? So when Doug calls you to see if you're fit for his little hedge fund, we have something to talk from. Okay, that window closes at midnight tonight because Doug needs to start scheduling next week his one-on-one sessions. So the window's closing, guys. If you want to get in our Wingman Group Coaching, which is the next step after Full Throttle. You just want to hang out and wallow around in Full Throttle, great. But for the folks that are making, and just not even the JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs trades, that people are seeing incredible returns. I mean, hell, even one contract in Goldman Sachs from the October recommendation is up about 9 or 10 grand today. That's pretty great, folks. But folks who have been trading the weekly options program, up $50,000 I'm seeing in the chat box here, and banking another one today. The bear call spread and the repair trade from last week, max profit. So with just a couple weeks of weekly options trades, you more than paid for the Wingman Group Coaching program. So folks, I'm not going to beat the drum anymore. It should be self-evident that you need to get in this, okay? All right, we got to get moving. So the jobs number. Somebody asked the other day in one of our live trade briefs about gold. Don't trade gold, folks. Well, it's a hedge. Listen to me. When gold doesn't do what it should be doing, I got out of it like a year ago. Well, but here's the correction to what I just said. It is doing what it should be doing. It is the price it's at because that's what the market is pricing it at. But here's my confusion. Folks, gold prices, listen to this. So rate hikes are supposed to be bad news for bonds and good news for the dollar. Makes sense, right? Economic 101, which in turn is bad for gold because the precious metal is priced in what? Greenbacks. So when you see a headline like this in the journal, things are moving the wrong way, get out of it. So all the people who poke me every once in a while with trade gold or it's a hedge, nope, not if it ain't doing what I think it should be doing. Okay, because if I think an ETF or a stock or something should do something and it don't, get out. That if it contradicts your strategic mindset and your commit criteria, you get out. So again, folks, gold is an emotional trade and it's moving the wrong way. Now, Goldman Sachs is coming out. We're already done with the rate hike for next week, folks. It's done. It's 100%. We're already talking about June. Now, the June rate hike odds are jumping above 50%. Sorry, I'm trying to drink some water and I'm sweating here. That's why I'm not ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. June rate hikes jump above 50%. So now we're already talking about a rate hike out to June. So that's another reason the market is rallying today is the economy looks great. The jobs report was great. This is it's the head of the Drudge Report, folks, making America great again. So let the Democrats and all these idiots run around with their Russias and the thises and the deep state and the CIA. Trump's putting jobs in. The market's rallying, and we're going up here. However, yesterday I did a live trade brief after the close. If you want to watch the replay, you can go to go.topgunoptions.com/trials-replay. Okay? Go.topgunoptions.com/trials-replay because I put on a hedge, guys. This is the time when it's a clear blue sky here in Fort Lauderdale to get hurricane insurance. It ain't when there's a tropical depression over the Bahamas and it's pitch black and pouring rain at. It's too late. Get it on now. And I go through an in-depth discussion in this video about a trade and a hedge are two completely different things. Okay, so watch this video. And then this article today, I'm telling you, there's several reporters from the Journal who are members here, because then you see something like this. Investors tiptoe further into long-running stock rally. Individual investors have a choice: miss out or risk getting in at the top. Whenever the Wall Street Journal, usually it's a plumber, but whenever the Wall Street Journal has an article like this, like the client, George Baumfalk, is that his name? A 69-year-old retired neurosurgeon in Charlotte. This is the get out signal, guys. I swear, the last time I saw a cover story on the Journal about Steve Johnson, a plumber from Poughkeepsie, New York, is getting in the market, and the week, a month later, the guy was broke, type of thing. Be very, very careful. Retail investors tend to storm into these things at the end, and you do not, no offense, have enough strength to counter like a David Tepper or what's his name, Einhorn. When these guys start getting out, we don't have enough strength as individual investors, okay? This crazy, expensive stock market is for speculators, not investors. The aging bull market is sustained by optimism and maybe too euphoric. You know how I feel, folks. I think this rally has been pulled forward. Great jobs report, folks. I feel like we're an old market. And did I nail this or what, folks? I said sell the State of the Union. It was right. It popped because it was a short squeeze, and then it sold. And I said we would hold this. I said hold the weekly options trade for the good payroll number here. ADP was blistering on Wednesday, and look at this, man. If you held your weekly options trade, you're having a great weekend, but first you're stopping by the wine store and get me a bottle of the 40th anniversary Camus, right? And you are sending it today. You can FedEx. I'd love it for the weekend. So be careful, though, because you see this white space out here to the right of this. I believe that obviously the trend is your friend. You got to trade the market you have, not the market you want. Unfortunately, some of this white space out here is filled with this. China pivots on North Korea as U.S. missile defense system arrives in South Korea. The South Korean president got impeached or got booted out of office yesterday from their constitutional court. China is telling us cancel our annual military exercises with South Korea, and maybe they'll stop firing bottle rockets. Seriously, China? Japan on DEFCON 1. Iran, defiant Iran, conducts more ballistic missiles tests, this time from a naval vessel. Yay, Mr. Obama. That guy sucked. This guy has left so many landmines for President Trump to deal with. It's awful. Just like Clinton. Remember the first World Trade Center bombing in '93? Remember Khobar Towers? Of course you don't. A bunch of Air Force people got killed by a suicide bomber in their Air Force barracks in Saudi Arabia. It was the Iranians who killed these people. Clinton, he was too busy in the Oval Office. The USS Cole, right? A suicide boater blew up the USS Cole and nearly sank it. All the shit that Bush inherited was under Bill Clinton, folks. Same thing under this Democrat loser, Obama. North Korea, nuclear. Iran, not only did we fly an unmarked airplane full of euros, because if he sent dollars, it would be illegal. Seriously? If a Republican had sent euros instead of dollars to Iran, they would have impeached him. Liberals, not a freaking word. So what did Iran do after we conceded all these sanctions? They started lighting bottle rockets off and saying, F you, America. You know why? Because Trump's a closet Muslim. He was the Manchurian candidate, and I've been to the Middle East, folks. I've flown over on combat missions. I've been to most of the countries in the Middle East. They see negotiation or you giving in as a sign of weakness, and then they do this. He's an idiot, folks. Absolute idiot. There's my Friday rant. He is going to get a lot of people killed because of the shit he didn't take care of, especially China. Allowing them to build more China 600 miles off their coast and essentially claim half the Pacific will result in a world war. So, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? The reason I'm wound up, folks, is because I want this to go up. I'm an American, and I want happiness. I'm in the pursuit of happiness, right? But this white space out here needs a hedge, man. I didn't mean to scare the hell out of you, but if I'm scared, you should be scared. Okay, it's like being on an airplane with my kids and we go into turbulence. I'm like, whatever. If I'm asleep, they feel fine. If I look around like I'm nervous, they get nervous. Never happened because I've never been nervous, but I am nervous looking at this market, okay? Here comes the individual investor. Everything's freaking awesome. U.S. consumer comfort just reached its highest level in a decade. Well, how about this? Bad news for Wall Street. No tax reform until fiscal 2018. Mitch McConnell and Speaker Ryan, they both need to go. They're rhinos, they're Republicans in name only, and they suck as leaders. Republican leaders, they need to go. They're old Republicans and old Washington. So, folks, one of these reasons this market has pulled forward this high is this early is tax cuts. Well, we ain't getting them this year, guys. If the market sobers up to no tax cuts this year, no financial regulation, no all the other great stuff Trump has promised, you will see this happen. So we have macro and geopolitical events that could pull this market down, guys. That's why I put a hedge on yesterday, and that's why you got to watch that replay. Corporate insiders haven't been this uninterested in buying stocks since Reagan. I've reported for the past 2-3 years that the number one buyer of the S&P 500 has been who? The S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 and guys like Jamie Dimon, who have plowed a lot of their own bonus money back into their company stocks, aren't. These are canaries in the coal mine that you need to start seeing drop dead before you drop dead. I look at this, folks. This is my job, and it's my job to train you at TGO to look at these things. I'm nervous, guys. Cautiously bullish. The cautiously I took care of with an SPX bear put spread out to May. The bullish, we got everything else on. Okay? Great looking stuff. What's going on? Like our JP Morgan chart. Look at our JP Morgan, this one position up nearly 30 grand, over $29,000 in 8 months on one JP Morgan trade, guys. Seriously, the Goldman Sachs trades are printing money. Here's a lesson in leadership. The CEO resigns in the middle of a board meeting. And what's the succession plan? Did he have an executive officer to step up and become the skipper? I hate imperial CEOs that think they're going to be there forever. They're a king. So we have to talk about succession planning. You're fired. Why? What do you not think I'm going to be the skipper forever? I'm holier than thou. That's why companies suck, like AIG. AIG's popped a little bit on this quote, good news. Who's the skipper now? Oh, I don't know. We have to find one. That's dumb. That lowers my confidence in AIG. If I was doing consulting with AIG, I would have kicked open that door when they had bad earnings and said, if this dude's going, we need the contingency plan, folks. If this guy ain't staying, what are we doing? Now the board's scrambling for a skipper. It was stupid. Okay, so the unemployment number was great. We all know that the real official employment rate that Congress and the government likes to use, called the official rate, U3, is a complete lie. 4.7%. Wow, that's pretty good, Wiz. It's awful. U6 is the real unemployment rate, guys, and it's awful. It's still up here above 9.2%, and I'd even that's above 10. I'm with Trump when he says that the real unemployment rate's in the low teens, man. I believe it. If you don't believe me, go to the Google BLS U6, Uniform 6, and you will find out what the real unemployment number is in America and also the definition of it. This is the kids graduating from college who are working at Starbucks because they can't get a real job. These are the people who are trying to find work and they can't, and all sorts. It's all mixed into here. That's the real number. Okay? All right, I got to go. I'm actually going to enjoy the day. I'm taking a day with pay today, man. That's it. Actually, I got a doctor's appointment later, but might even go for another run on the beach, work out again. This is what you get to do when you're trading as well as we are here at Top Gun Options. That replay again, if you didn't see the hedge from yesterday, is go.topgunoptions.com/trials-replay. Okay? And then finally, folks, the Wingman Group coaching program, like I said, the window's closing at midnight tonight. Doug can call you today, set up a time to talk to you over the weekend. We got to get airborne with our next kind of hedge fund-ish group of traders taking the next step in their full throttle training with Doug, with his one-on-one coaching and his group coaching. And if you need to talk to one of the Mercury 7 from last time, let us know. We'll give you their number, and you can call them yourself and see how the WGC program worked for them. And remember, current Wingman Group coaching, folks, for a one-time 50% off fee investment, get to go to all of them for the rest of the time they're here at TGO for free. Right there, folks, if you attended the next three, that's 21 grand that you saved. Okay. Okay, and I know some of you have made more than 21 grand in your Goldman Sachs trade, so I'm coming after you. For the folks who have been printing money here at TGO, if you're not in this Wingman Group coaching program, I'm coming after you. Now is the time to reinvest in your training. When the sun is out, beautiful day at the beach, not when it's stormy and you're worried, because then you're like, well, geez, I don't want to invest anything. I want to keep some powder dry. Then it's too late. Okay? So get a hold of Doug today by clicking apply for your place in our next session, and he'll reach out and give you a call. All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Is it next weekend? When's St. Patrick's Day? I don't even know when it is. Either way, have a great weekend. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see you Monday for Monday's Market Outlook. God bless.